Hello and welcome to the Weather Hazard Briefing presented by National Weather Service Pocatello for Tuesday, November 22nd. Here's what you'll see in this presentation today. We have a benign weather pattern with a warming trend for today and Wednesday, especially to the highs. Afternoon highs will be in the neighborhood of 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit by Wednesday, even for places like the Snake River Plain and Stanley Basin. We are looking for some increasing cloudiness Wednesday afternoon, and there is a slight chance of precipitation in the central Idaho mountains. The next winter storm arrives late Wednesday night. It continues through Thanksgiving Day and Thursday night and even into Friday morning. The outlook is for light to moderate snow accumulations, and we have issued winter weather advisories for this time period. Most locations starting sometime Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. And then afterwards, it continues colder than normal once we get beyond Thanksgiving Day itself. All right, here's a satellite picture from this morning. You can see the light blue cloudiness represents fog and low clouds. You can see we have a smattering of that right along the border here and just north of Yellowstone, and then down along the Wyoming border, even as far south as the Alpine area. So, but otherwise, though, we have remained in the clear. These are just a few cirrus clouds moving through. They will have no impact on us today. And here's the satellite looking in the Pacific. Here's our monster low in the Bering Sea, slowly moving to the northeast. You can see a piece of it is going to break off right around here. And you can see as these clouds nudge up into the high, you can see as they change from these yellows and greens to more blues and whites, that means that the clouds are actually evaporating. And so that will continue for a couple of days, but eventually this low will get over the northern Rockies and will bring some precipitation in the form mostly of snow to our locations. So this morning there are some areas of morning fog in the eastern highlands, but that's really about it. And Wednesday will, for the most part, be nice. And it's Wednesday overnight that we start to get concerned. Again, a slight chance of some snow in the afternoon in the central Idaho mountains, but by after 5 p.m., it's a solid chance of overnight snow for all four of those zones here: Lost River, Wood River, Sawtooth, and Lemhi County. And there's even a slight chance of some overnight snow in the South Hills. On Thursday, you can see pretty much everywhere snow is either likely or we've gone what we call categorical, which means an excess of 80% chance of snow occurring. So that's very solid. I will say this: the precipitation amounts for this day have been trending upwards the last couple of days, so we will want to monitor that. But right now it seems like, as I said, we have winter weather advisories out for pretty much every zone for during the day on Thursday. And so what does that mean for travelers is you should seriously consider departing on Wednesday, unless you don't mind driving in at least some sort of snow. There will likely be more traffic snarls and accidents, and it is definitely riskier on Thursday. So if you prefer problem-free, also would recommend leaving on Wednesday if at all possible. See, on Friday, it does linger everywhere except in the Sawtooth and Lemhi County regions, and it's mostly in the morning. There are some places like the Eastern Highlands and even the Southeast Highlands. Snow is likely there in the morning, but by afternoon, it's down to a chance or slight chance, depending on your elevation. Most of the rest of this is just in the morning. And then once we get to Saturday, we are definitely in a period of rather dry conditions, at least probably till next Thursday or Wednesday at the earliest. All right, so low temperatures this morning. You can see this is probably our coldest day prior to Thanksgiving, and we get probably some colder days afterwards. But so in the next three, this is our coldest start. You see a lot of teens in there and some low 20s. And here's our weather prediction for today. Again, high pressure is dominating our area. You can see the storm off the west coast that will be moving in for Thursday. The high temperatures today You could see some places in the eastern Magic Valley getting into the middle to or lower to middle 40s. Most of the Snake River Plain will hover right around the 40-degree range. And even Stanley and Chalice will be getting into the mid-40s. Overnight lows for Wednesday morning, still clear skies, but you can see with the warming we're getting today and the shutoff of the northerly wind, we will be getting more southerly and southwesterly winds today. Temperatures are a little bit warmer, just some isolated teens in the Snake River Plain, most people in the 20s. All right, so here is what happens on Wednesday. You can see the mixed precipitation over most of eastern Idaho, and that is, again, during the evening hours when, and the position of the highs here are actually during the morning hours, so it's a little confusing here, but this storm will be moving close enough to produce this mixed bag of precipitation by Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. So here's how it starts out Wednesday afternoon. So this is between basically 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Just some really light stuff. You can see it's anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to an inch in accumulation, and probably, since it's not it doesn't get very thick, that's probably closer to 1/2 an inch or so. And then Wednesday evening, that would be after 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. You can see it's starting to increase, but again, it hasn't really left the Central Idaho Mountains. You can see some of it is starting to show up on our border with Montana here, north and east of Island Park. And then finally, Wednesday overnight. So this is after 11 p.m. on Wednesday night and continues into 5 a.m. Thursday morning. Again, not huge amounts of snowfall, but there is some at the very high elevations, 4 to 6 inches, and even some of that reaching down to the roads like in Galena Summit and here in the summit here on US 93, and even Leadore getting 1 to 2 inches during the late night hours. And you can see it does start to spread into the northern end of the Snake River Plain. High temperature on Wednesday, though, you can see it's staying warm. And so a lot of that precipitation that does fall Wednesday afternoon, probably in places like Stanley, Chalice, Sun Valley, will be actually maybe some light rain. And again, there's just a slight chance for that area. Then Thursday morning, you can see how temperatures bottom out. Not as cold, but actually about 2 to 4 degrees warmer than it was the previous night, just because of the cloud cover on Wednesday night. And then here's Thanksgiving Day. You can see all snow from portions of Lemhi County all the way down into the Bear Lake Basin and places to the northeast of that line, and then mixed precipitation to the southwest of that line. And again, we're looking at light to moderate snow. With the heavy snow right now, it looks like it is relegated to, as you can see here, central and northern Wyoming and south central portions of Montana. So we'll continue to watch that. Like I said, the precipitation amounts have been trending upwards the last couple of days. So this is how it will break out Thursday morning. So this is from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Thursday morning. You can see fairly solid accumulations in the Central Idaho Mountains and over into the Upper Snake Highlands, including the Big Hole Mountains and the Teton Range. Some, for a 6-hour period, that's sort of moderate snow, but light snow even down in Idaho Falls, Blackfoot, Pocatello, American Falls, and Burley. So all of our heavily populated areas on that interstate corridor will be getting some measurable snow. By afternoon, we don't really have those graphics yet, but for the 24-hour period on Thursday, you can see this is almost pretty much nearly all for the entire storm. This is your storm total. So there are lots of places getting 6 to 8 inches in the Central Idaho Mountains, in the Upper Snake Highlands. A lot less of that, but still, 6 inches or 4 to 6 inches in a lot of locations in the southeastern and south central highlands. And then even in the Snake River Plain, you can see once you get north of Pocatello, looks like 2 to 4 inches up there. And south of that, 1 to 2. And so that will impact your travel, especially, again, most of that falling in the morning with a slight change over to rain. And then during the evening, more falling. And so that means some freezing or refreezing of that melted snow into ice. So it's going to be a sloppy, messy day for Thanksgiving. So even in the afternoon, evening, if you can refrain and depart sometime on Friday, all the better for you. Should be a safer day than Thursday. Here are the wind gusts for Thursday. So there will be some gusty wind, which will cause some drifting. You can see those issues are mostly where the gusts are getting to 25 miles an hour or more. So that would be the DuBois area and the Mud Lake region, and then down in the Twin Falls area over to Burley. And then Thursday night gets even windier. And you can see this wind is now shifted back to the north. So we'll get south winds ahead of that storm, and then by Thursday night, it'll shift back. And that's nicely gusty wind, so that will also help move snow around if it doesn't refreeze right away. But once it does, I don't think we'll see too much blowing snow. High temperatures for Thursday, you can see definitely cooler than Wednesday by quite a bit, as much as 8 to 12 degree change, depending on location. And then lows Thursday night, you can see with the cloud cover, it's staying actually pretty mild for us for November. Here's the snowfall amounts for midnight to midnight on Friday. As I said, it's mostly in the morning, and you can see that it is pretty much relegated to the Snake River Plain and then the eastern and southern highlands. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can contact us at the telephone number here in the bottom center of this page, or check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.